Go, go, go.
And it is, you know, whether we wanted to or not.
Right.
So, never see your mom and dad around.
Yeah, Dad likes to go out. Mom likes to stick around home and do her artwork.
Oh, is she back into that more now?
Oh, she's always in her artwork.
Well, yeah, but I thought she kind of,
She never stopped.
oh, she did, okay.
She's always been going.
Really? So
Yeah.
what does she do with it, a lot of it?
A lot of it, honestly, it just sits in tablets.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's too bad.
That's what I keep saying. You should get on like Etsy or eBay and start
Or something,
putting your
start
stuff out there.
selling it,
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
you know.
You ever been on that Etsy site?
No,
Oh, it's cool. You can find all sorts of stuff on there.
really?
Mm-hmm. Like, I have a Ham's hat.
Mhm.
So it's one of these, you may have seen one of these before, but it's like an old crocheted fisherman's hat.
Oh,
But it's got like the hands,
yep.
aluminum
Handle,
hands
yep.
interwoven into it.
Oh, it does?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
they're pretty cool. Yeah, you can go on there and find stuff like
You
that.
found that on there?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's all these people who make their own sorts of stuff.
oh, really?
Yeah, it's really cool.
And they sell it?
Yeah,
Oh, see, that's.
it's like you tell her, like you should hop on there.
Yeah, just try
What's
one
it?
and,
I'd have to get her set up with it because she doesn't like fussing with computers too much.
well, no, but still, you know, and maybe she just likes just doing it for her own sake.
I'm thinking that's kind of where it's at for her.
Yeah, you know, so, cause yeah, she's been doing that many years now.
Oh yeah. At least I'm gonna say close to 50 now for
Oh,
sure.
that long?
Yeah.
Close to 50.
She's been doing our work all her life.
How old is she?
55?
She is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, I didn't think she was that,
Oh, maybe she's 54. No.
whatever. How old is your dad?
That is 57 or 58.
Okay. It's hard to keep track, isn't it?
It is. I barely remember how old I am sometimes.
How old are you?
25 now.
Oh,
And
okay.
I just turned on March 1st.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure I'm 22, 23. And I think about it for a few more seconds.
Oh, 25 is young.
45.
That's young. You have more left to live than that you've lived. Well, I've lived more than I have lived. I mean,
Oh, sometimes at 25, like on Sundays especially, I feel like I'm
really?
getting there. Well, you know, Sundays are the day of rest.
You're supposed to be, but that's not always the case.
No, that's true too. The
So,
day of headaches and headaches for
well,
some of us.
you gotta get things done.
Yeah,
around
I
the
don't know.
house, and you get to see your nieces, very, is it? Yeah, they have two girls, don't they?
Niece and nephew.
Oh, they have a boy.
Mhm.
After was a boy.
Yeah.
Okay. You get to see them very often?
Actually, I haven't seen him very much lately. Yeah, I guess we haven't stopped over there in a while. We've been so busy working on our house and
So
getting
where,
everything squared away
do you
here.
live out in the new addition?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yep.
do? Oh, okay.
Yep, we're actually right next to Sarah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good neck of the woods then.
Yeah, so we gotta keep her on her best behavior and
Yeah,
vice
right.
versa.
Sarah,
No, no.
Sarah.
But
Yeah, yeah.
I want to make sure this guy is streaming, so I'll be
Is
back
it?
in a little bit here.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Carol.
Well, how are you, Andy?
Good.
That's good, right?
Yes.
On such a nice night. We'll take it.
Yes, we will.
Hey, is it your daughter that pitches for the varsity team?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wonder where she learned how to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard to believe they're that old, huh?
Oh, I know.
Oh, boy. So, yeah. What's this got?
Wake you up coming?
Oh, I know, I was sitting at home and I almost fell asleep and it's like, oh, God. Then to get up and leave,
Could you watch it from home?
I could, but I'd rather be here. You know, it's like, I'm sure there will be times when I will watch it from home,
Did they rerun them at all, or is it just you watch it live or
but,
not?
you know, I don't know, I'll have to ask Wyatt.
Yeah,
It's nice if you can watch it anytime.
yeah, I'm not the, record it, and
I don't know,
You gotta get a lot of applications in there?
it's
so
a good question.
if it's just live, and once it's
Really?
done, it's done.
It's got.
Oh,
Yeah,
Where is it?
Why?
There we go.
is this rebroadcast or can you just watch it live and that's it?
No, it's rebroadcast.
Oh, it is?
It's all on YouTube, yep.
Okay, so you can really watch it anytime.
Yeah, I mean, I believe so anyway.
What's the YouTube site for? Just YouTube and then what?
Well, you can go on the city's website, that's how I accessed it.
Oh, go to City of Freeport's website?
Yeah, yep.
Yep, and then you just click on an icon and there it is. Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah, keyword right there.
Yeah, Scott, did you know that that's funny? Yeah. Cool.
yeah.
Cool there. No. Oh, I know. No, but he said this one is clear. So now we have to fill all that too. So it's like, you never know. You really did. How did the horse racing go on Saturday? Oh, you didn't go either. Yeah. So, well, no news is good news. Right? I'm sure. There were a lot, I got back in town about 7, and there were a lot of cars up there, so. Yeah. Yeah. Who knows? We'll find out.
Hey, Dave.
Good evening.
Trick or treating?
Hey, the first trick or treating.
And Brandon.
Are you back to the Ford yet?
No. Not yet. mom and dad on Sunday to come up here for the level thing.
Did they go?
Yeah, did they?
Were they gonna do that?
Hmm?
Greenwald?
No, wasn't it Meyer Grove?
Was it at Micro?
I thought so.
That might have been at the pub.
Well, maybe it was, I guess. I just,
I know we weren't invited, that's all.
no, I was just,
I didn't lose any sleep over that, Andy. Eventually it'll be good to see everybody again, but
yeah. I don't know how many people showed up, I guess. I didn't. ask them what-
I would guess it was pretty good.
You don't afford to a Dodge on purpose.
Yeah.
Second person being crap about
Yeah, I
that.
know.
Also,
It-
Yeah.
that's the stuff you can actually look at.
He's on my list too.
Is he on your list? That's good, I guess, huh?
Right now. What'd you say?
We're getting there.
Don't ask me, for sure. I haven't had time to play it with, so that's why I sent you a text earlier.
Okay, yeah, no, I had a couple other things going on.
Oh,
Yep, that moved to the office.
Wife gets to be the one on display to the public.
Right. Yep, that's it.
We go through them note by note.
All kinds of drawings, yeah. Pretty pictures.
Yeah, right.
No color though.
No color. Yeah, I think we'll go through highlights and then,
Sure.
as you can tell, that's not all 60 pages either.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
It's probably still more than they wanted to see, but honestly. but-
That's one.
Hey, guys. Brandon.
She said, the name don't matter on this one. For record, remember that was one that, they put Verizon or they put, oh, Priscilla, yeah. That don't matter at all.
Oh, that was just the notes.
Yeah, so we can go ahead and put that one in our account and then we gave her a check, $290 we got from, somebody paid a bill. You told Joe, we got that. Sure.
Mike, for local board of appeal, equalization, that's the Colin and that's the phone number.
Oh, yeah, I was talking about.
So,
You do?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so we'll just put it on speakerphone and we'll get as much of it recorded as we can. Yeah, no,
Okay.
no, I thought we did too.
Okay. That'll work.
Alright, we got a couple minutes yet, so I'm gonna try and get that thing working still.
Okay. I was just giving you crap, Andy.
Well, I know.
Nice truck though.
Well, I catch it from everybody at the fire hall.
Oh, that's great.
So this here might as we can send them our run sheet, basically.
Yeah, that's what when I read it, that's what I had. Year ago, not quite a year ago.
Yeah, too, is the one, well, you remember, right? He's the one that the truck backed into the trailer. He was between the truck and trailer. Don't you know these people?
I remember that. That's when we had the mix up.
Sure, you get it yours.
What?
You get it yours?
I think I want-
Did you get it too?
What?
I did it. First in Minnesota.
Not very easier just to
No,
see the roll, right? So I can just call that.
I would think so.
I don't want one.
You don't
Sounds good.
get it in
Mail it to them, whatever, I'll bet you can send it.
I would think so.
I'll just send them, because I
You
guess
should
all
actually.
they got is, see, they just get out. I think two sheets that we do, one for them, your front sheet. So I won't send them the first sheet, I'll send them the second sheet. They don't get that sheet.
Oh, okay.
So the company gets it, they look at it, because all they see is my bill.
We got
Oxygen, this, that's all they send it out. So they want to see that second sheet. What we did, sounds like,
That's what I was saying.
what did we do? And I'll call it first and then just ask them, what do you really want? The first sheet of sign-in sheet, we ended up with that under. You see that here, like, because that's, is it confidential? No, but it shouldn't be out there, he was never. Right. Just don't put names out there, it's just.
Oh, yeah, no, I talked to her earlier today. You said that she had kind of shown up.
It's like,
Can't get each other,
so this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, did he tell you why?
Yeah.
See, well,
Is he over there?
come on. This is the one where I was just at 18 things. It's not,
You should leave the guy that's spraying that stuff back there.
He's gonna be all signed down.
Just him tell you why he said it.
Old one.
So I kind of give him a heads up. If he doesn't drop a bullet, we clean out.
Oh, shoot.
Then there's
Got one?
focus on that thing. Take the white starter, guys.
Come on, Timmy.
Or battery.
I think we got that, now, yeah.
You said.
Yeah, I think we have most of this. You think you would have seen it?
Yeah, I
I
don't-
don't
I don't think it was there yet.
Yeah.
But that's all we need, is $0.10.
If it's anywhere, that's where it is. I know we didn't help with any of that stuff, so.
So that's just something I gotta fix. It should be nice to have that.
Oh, really?
Did she say when I should,
It says it's-
can I just call her now and put her on hold?
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
which one I told
So you got some old? Cause I brought samples back then, I'm sure.
you. Exactly what I told you, it's like 6 different colors.
Oh, so the contractor.
When we were just thinking the spaceship style or the sphere, he just wanted to zap it with all the towns.
Hashtag.
Hi, this is Kathy from the Stearns County Assessor's Office.
Hi Kathy, it's Mike Evesloggy from Freeport.
Oh, hi Mike, how are you?
Good, we're just about to start the meeting. Do you wanna just kinda hang out on hold, or should I mute you for now, or?
Yeah, we can mute ourselves as well. I have, Michelle Hancock on the line. So, we'll both mute ourselves, but if you'd like to.
Okay. Okay, just hang, I'll mute and then just hang on. No? Let's call the order.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Wyatt, any additions or anything to the agenda?
Yes, we do have several additions, one of them being the Public Works report under the fifth category, reports. Claims, 450, or 4515 through 4516. And under new business, the residential property cleaning / code enforcement.
All right, do we have a motion with the additions?
I like motion.
And Jake motions, do we have a second? I'll second. Seconds, all in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Agenda approved. Okay. Local Board of Appeal and Equalization. Kathy, are you there? Kathy?
Yes, I'm here.
There you go.
Okay.
I don't know, I have you on speaker through my cell phone, so let's give this a whack.
All right. Everyone in the chambers?
The only one that's absent right now is Tim, but Tim is on his way, he's at work yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What do you need us to do or say here?
All right, well, let's take a roll call, quick picture.
Okay. Councilmember Arnzen?
Here.
Councilmember Blake?
Here.
Councilmember Renninger?
Here.
Evesloggy here. We can see if that was Tim. Nope. All right, so 4 out of 5. Tim is
That's fine.
not here.
Yeah. Okay, as long as we have a quorum, it's good. There is a little bit of a delay on the line, so I hope I don't talk over anyone or, so just kind of expect that. So what we just need is to have the, meeting called to order and I can just go over a few things.
Okay. Our council meeting is called to order. Do you need the Board of Appeal and Equalization called to order?
Yes.
Okay, can we call the Board of Appeal and Equalization to order?
I'll make that motion.
Jake motions, do we have a second?
Second.
Sarah seconds. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Kathy, table is yours. Floor is yours.
All right, thank you. Hi, I'm Kathy Cordy from the Stearns County Assessor's Office. I do the residential and commercial in the city of Freeport. I also have Michelle Hennekamp on the line. She's a senior appraiser. Also, she did some work out in Freeport the last couple of years, I think it was. So she might be of help if anyone has any questions on certified member for the city of Freeport?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes. All right. I believe they're gonna be offering more training in July. So I would probably suggest you get, a backup person as well. It's good to have two people for sure, just in case an emergency or something comes up. And Jake wouldn't be able to attend the meeting, but we're good. So we have, a certified member. Did anyone, were you able to open up the information I sent out on the sale, for the city of Freeport?
Hold on here. I could not on
I
my,
could just, kind of run down them.
yeah, why don't you just run down them? I tried it on my phone yesterday and it did not work. Can we do it on there?
We should, yeah, if we can get the HDMI to run properly, like I said, that's one, is that one too much?
Okay, well, we had, 13 qualified sales for the city of Freeport. Of those 13 sales, there were 4 on the north side of I-94 and 9 on the south side of 94. They do have those areas split because there's, just the kind of different split the neighborhood. The overall, adjustment in Freeport was about 2%. So we were, right around that 91% on sales ratios for, on the 13 sales. As far as residential, it went up, between 1 to 5%, with the average around the 2. On the north side of 94, that went up about 3%. We didn't have those sales here. And then on the south side of 94, those went up about 2%. Agricultural, you just have a little bit of agricultural land in the city of Freeport, as you know. That's about a 2% increase. On the commercial industrial, we have, about a 1% adjustment on commercial, if not staying flat. Pretty, quiet area. And then the apartment and storage units went up about 3 to 5% in the area. As far as the overall adjustment, for Stearns County, was around 6% upward on residential. So,
We lost you a little. Kathy, we're losing you a little bit there with audio.
okay.
That's better, if you can keep doing that.
All right. Is this a little bit better?
Well,
I guess, did you get the parts where the residential told about some of the sales and the increases
yep,
in the neighborhood?
yep.
Okay. All right. And then, right as of now, we've had, 2 sales in Freeport that have been processed for this new sales study. And that, ratio is about a 96%. So, we're doing good, but that was 2 sales only. Right now, the inventory is, I know, is down as far as the home sales. For Freeport right now, we have, I noticed there are 3 homes that are listed for sale with one that is ending. The other thing that happened this year, as you probably know, is that Welling Addition has vacant lots for sale. It's built up. There is one at the end of 3rd Avenue Southeast, but when I talked with the owner too, they said that that's supposed to be a easement across there. They were thinking we could access the other lot, but not sure if that's true or not. But so anyways, it's kind of a strong seller's market right now, and it's gonna show us for sale. Does anyone have any questions on any of the information?
Other than, what you're talking about with the 3rd Street Southeast, but that's kind of splitting hairs, but, as a whole, I do not. I don't know if anybody else does. They're all shaking their heads no, Kathy.
Okay.
If you can't hear that.
As far as, people calling in once they got their notice. I didn't receive any calls from anyone within the city of Freeport questioning their valuation. And right now, this is the second year we're doing this. What we've done is divided the city up into quadrants. Since we're unable to go out right now and view properties, we're sending out postcards for the city for people to go online and fill out the information. I have talked to a few people from the city of Freeport that were trying to get online and enter it there. They didn't have access to the internet. So that's how we're working on our quintile again this year. We did go out and do new construction, and if someone didn't return that card, we did view the property, but, you know, stayed away from like trying to make contact with the homeowner. Just so there's a lot of curbside review. So that went okay. Hopefully we can get out a little earlier this year and spend some more time in the area, but so they're still practicing the social distance. Wearing a mask, and we have to pass it on to people, so I'm not sure when we'll be out start to review properties, but so far we've had a good response on the card, so that if people responded to the card, we don't go out to their property, like, call it, that's it, so that's had a good turnout. The other thing, I know the meeting, you know, on the notice it says from 7 to 7:30. If no one shows up or calls in, we are able to close the meeting after 15 minutes.
Okay.
So that we could do that.
Have we had any, sorry Kathy, not for you, have we had any contact from anybody that had? So from the city side of things, we haven't had any, you?
No, I was just gonna say Tim showed up.
Yeah, Tim is here, Kathy. You got any questions for Tim?
All right. No, I don't. I do.
Hi there.
All right.
No,
I'll
from,
make a note that,
go ahead.
no, that, I'll just make a note that he's here. I'll mark present.
No, from the city side of things, we don't have anything for you. We have 4 minutes to kill yet, if you wanna just talk shop.
Yeah, I guess.
So if we have to do this again, can we do this over like, I hate to even say the word Zoom, but can we do it something different?
Yeah, if the audio is bad, we could do Zoom as well, next year, but hopefully we'll be
Right.
back
Back to business.
semi-normal that we can be out there, otherwise, you know, Zoom is an option, I know. Some of the township cities that did teleconference last year, they were all set up this year with audio, so we've had a mixture of both of them. It's not a problem. Have you done any other meetings, like Zoom or
No, we
teleconference?
yeah, we used GoToMeeting, during
Oh,
the whole mess. So, I mean, and that worked out, as good as it could have, I guess, but.
yeah, I'm sure, next year.
Next year, we won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But, yeah, but if something comes up, still the same situation, what is it just?
Okay.
Technology. Yeah, everything like last stuff. But, yeah, I'm positive.
Okay, well, then should we make a motion to close the appeal and equalization? You do?
That's fine, yeah, I thought you were asking the board.
Oh, yeah. Tim made a motion to close the, appeal and equalization. Do we have a second? Sarah seconds. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Very good.
All right, thank you guys for your time, I appreciate it. If anyone has any questions or concerns, feel free to give me a call. And if you want me to email you, personally those sales, I can do that as well. Shoot me an email.
you wanna just, if you haven't sent it to Wyatt or Joan, would you do that?
Oh, yeah, they should have it.
Okay. Nope, that sounds good.
Okay. All right, thank you guys, I appreciate your help.
Thanks, Kathy.
Bye.
Bye. Is that,
Don't even go anywhere.
No live feed.
No page yet.
Jesus. Okay, so that's goal number one, to get that and that working.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so open public forum is next. Just as a reminder for everybody out there and everybody up here, open public forum is meant as a forum for the public to bring issues to council. That being said, those that are speaking, we ask that you go up to the podium, state your name, state your address, and once you finish that, you will have 2 minutes to address the council or anybody in chambers. That being said, it's not really a point to be, it's not meant as a way to open up for discussion. It's just meant as a sounding board for the general public, so. That being said, we'll open the public forum at 7:15. Does anybody wish to speak?
Good
Mr. Atkins.
evening, gentlemen and ladies. Oh,
Mr.
right
Atkins.
here, yeah. Well, I was just curious, 310 8th Street Southeast, or else I'd have to go look at my license plate number to give you my other address. Anyway, are you guys gonna do anything with that 7th Street? Just to say that as a point of concern, and also, that one may be gone, it may just be done, it may just be nothing. But we should try to save that 7th Street going the other way, because you still got your wear code under there that still looks pretty good. I mean, the base, not the wear on the tar, before that one ends up in the same spot. That's just the idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Anyone else, open public forum?
I'm about to get this over with. Name is Judy Glass. I live over on the south side, Freeport here, in the development.
Do you have an address for record?
Yep, 212 9th Street Southeast, Freeport, Minnesota. My big issue is dogs. I brought to you 2 folders, 2 addresses. I got in here pictures, police complaints, oh, 9 yards, so you can go ahead and look at it. July 10th, I had my dog attacked, because it was just me and my dog, we were walking. When I take my dogs out walking, I make sure they have their collars on, I make sure they have their leashes on. We walk up and down the street, and you would not believe all these people that have dogs that run right after you, and then it's, oh, I'm so sorry that happened. Well, one house there on 10th Street, they have a pit bull cross Rottweiler that took a big chunk out of my dog. I have been living in Freeport for 20-some years, 5 Dobermans. Not one of my Dobermans has, I don't think, any complaint here yet, nor has any of them bit anybody. I am very responsible for my dogs. What irritates me is when people start in letting their dogs run and then chew up my dog. The second one just happened here on April 10th. Same dog got attacked and really chewed it up, and it was a house across the road with a German Shepherd. This guy has no fencing, neither does the other one, no fencing whatsoever to control and tame the dog. I hate walking my dogs and having their dog attack me. Now, what I found out is I talked to already a lawyer, I've already talked to my insurance person. You guys need to be made aware of this because
what's gonna happen is if that dog would've mauled me, the insurance company automatically drops them. I will not be able to go and probably collect anything from them. Then what happens is they're gonna turn, my insurance is gonna turn and come after the city here.
Well,
And to me, I got damn lucky that this German Shepherd didn't hit me.
well, your 2 minutes is up.
So, and what I wanna know is from these cops' perspective, what do they actually consider? And I even have in here your guys' ordinance on dogs. And it says, possible, dangerous, and dangerous. To me, it's like, what do you consider possible and what is considered dangerous? Because to me, possible, that's all dogs. They all have potential for biting. But to me, once a dog does bite, this dog needs to be contained. So what I'm looking at is better ordinances on containing and controlling animals, especially the development, because somebody's gonna get hurt. Thank you. And thank you, Tim, for answering my phone call, even though I understand you are busy and stuff, and I'm busy too myself. I work 7 days a week. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me.
Thank you. Other open public forum? All right, we'll close the public forum, 7:20. All right, consent agenda. We have any questions about the consent agenda minutes?
I don't, I'll make a motion to approve that.
The only question I have is for actually Wyatt on page 8.
Yep.
What was that for? The 4514 for the mileage.
4514 in the employee, what is it, employee code, it says that when on jury duty, the employee shall disperse, any funds paid for the day's, jury duty minus mileage reimbursement. So that amount that you're seeing there, that 3078, is for the miles that I drove that day. So those were, I just ended up giving the city my check and then Joan cut the check back for mileage reimbursement.
So we got one check from, was it the state, I guess, for his jury, and it included both his jury duty pay and his mileage paid from the state. So in order to, he's supposed to turn over the jury duty check to us, but the mileage should belong to him. So we just deposited the whole check at the city and then we cut his mileage amount back. That's how we handled it.
I have a question on the same page, 4512, right under stocks and food supplies, pet food. What is that for?
Cat food,
For a cat?
cats,
Why are we feeding cats?
We have cats.
Money well spent.
trapping cats.
Oh, trapping cat.
Oh, okay,
That's okay.
lovely. So I was a little
She
confused.
went to my ass.
That's okay. Oh, okay, question. Sorry, you got yours answered?
Yep, I'm good.
Just because it says Sauk River Watershed, what is that all about?
The assessments. So we get every parcel of land that the city owns gets like a $10-ish assessment on it,
Forever and ever,
apparently.
As long as they're
a thing?
a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just once a year, so you don't, it comes on the property tax statement, but it's such a small amount, so it's only once a year.
Great. Okay. Any other questions? Tim has a motion out there.
That's with the addition of this new claim that we had separately, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that was added to the consent agenda at the beginning.
Yeah, I'll second the consent agenda.
Wait, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Go. Clerk's report. Wyatt?
Okay, So, first thing we got here is that the spring leaf pickup date is confirmed to be May 1st, 2021. The well sealing for the MDH grant is complete. Invoices and sealing records have been sent to MDH for recording and reimbursement. So we can get that taken care of, finalized, and we can apply for the next round of grant funds. And then I've been speaking with Barb Johnson. She's the coordinator for the Stearns Diversion Program. Just off of that last meeting that we had when Janelle Kendall was here. And I kind of wanted to leave that to you guys as well, to see what your thoughts were on having having a diversion program here in Freeport. So yeah, that's just in talks, and that's what I want to keep up on.
Sure. And I'm assuming Lauren might be, like, since he would be the one to, give them something to do in the event?
Yeah, I suppose
Okay.
so, yeah.
I'm gonna say, if anybody's gonna benefit, it would be Lauren from this, I would say, more than anybody. And if it's,
Well, I would think that we would just have them cleaning up, walking around town, so it's gonna benefit the whole city. Just-
Right.
It's gonna be cleaner.
Freeway fence lines, I mean, just stuff.
yeah, we get all kinds of yellow curtain.
You can paint the whole town yellow. Don't buy the paint.
Okay. No, thank you.
Yeah. All right, that's it, Ryan?
Yep, that's it for me.
All right. Joan, treasurer report.
Okay, we have the quarterly report for the first quarter of 2021. Page 12, you see the big green bar summarized by fund there. And then on page 13, it shows if there were any big variances between budget and actual. I tried to explain that on page 13 of the report. So generally speaking, most things are according to budget. You will see on the bond funds, so that's on page 12 there, a few columns in. You'll see 2 columns that have bonds on the top. You'll notice at the bottom, they are showing negative for cash, but that was planned in, back when the bonds were taken out. The way the schedule shows, we will be receiving the tax money coming in to pay those balances. So they'll end up being in the positive once we get all the money, all the money in. We end up making the bond payment before we get the money in for some reason. So that's why those show negative at the moment. Also, over more towards the right of that large sheet, there's the water fund. And you'll see, let's see, at the bottom, it does show a negative 43,000 in cash. So for the first quarter, I did look at how the trends are for last year, and I noticed that the first quarter was also kind of the worst looking quarter, and then from then on it improved. So, which makes sense because we use more water in the spring and summer than we do in the, January, February, March. So I expect that to improve as well as the year goes on. The 2021 project right next to that water fund, the reason that shows negative is, of course, because we've been spending money to get plans going, but we haven't received, the loans or, to recoup that yet.
Where's most of the money going?
SCH?
Oh.
Yep. So that's there. Again, that'll be wrapped up once we complete the project and the loan funds come in. Okay? The only other kind of unusual,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Regarding the water fund, we did, and I'm saying that in the form of a question, did or did not, adjust that fund last meeting or the meeting before?
We did.
To-
It became effective, I believe, with the January bills that came out in February. So it
Okay.
should be for the whole year.
Okay.
We increased the water fees by about 4%.
Okay.
That'll also help, of course, the cash coming in.
Joan, I have a question still on that too, the streetlight fund.
Okay,
So that balance would be that 102, 145,
yep.
and then the 181 is just from like the 181 that was added to it?
That's interest earned
Oh,
on the balance.
sure, okay.
Yep, we allocate that to all the different funds. Okay. The only other thing that was sort of unusual thing so far this year is, we received that FEMA grant, for the air packs. So you'll see the grant revenue looks really high according to budget, but also we paid them for those air packs. So they zero themselves out, basically. Other than that, everything else looks like it should. So unless you have any other questions, oh, there's more detail in the separate packet that you should have gotten as well. That's got each fund detailed if you have anything else on there.
Any questions for Joan? As always, thank you, Joan. Andy, fire department report.
Last month, we only had 3 calls, so that's good, and we are out there advertising for 2 more firefighters. That's all we got this month.
Has anyone applied? 80?
No, not yet. No. You need an application?
Not good. I'll think about it.
We need to talk.
Thanks, Randy. Lauren, Public Works.
As of right now, I'm just sampling now to start discharging in the beginning of May. And then I have 2 things. So the road sign, the stop for pedestrians in the crosswalk by the ice cream shop, got pretty hammered last year by the end of the year. Do you want me to order a new one, or do you want that one to go back up?
Put that one out and order one more.
Okay. And then we put a water heater down at the ballpark down there. He had just mentioned we should, because we don't have a softener down there, so the water heater ain't gonna last that long. But if we put a whole house filter in, it would probably help some. You okay if we put one of them in?
So where are we at?
The
The ballpark in the shack, by the bathrooms.
Oh,
Did he say
the
what-
bathroom one.
Yep. You know, at least you're taking some of the sediment out before it goes into the water heater.
What did they say that would run? Did they-
Well, I could put it in myself, probably cost you $25 for the filter, or for the unit.
See why not? Won't have 7 hours.
I know it does help. I have one in my house before I go to my soccer. I'll let you put it in. It'll help the water.
But we're not putting in a softener?
No.
Or are we?
No.
Oh,
Skip the
No,
soccer.
just stay filtered.
Yeah.
So it doesn't go
Got
straight to
it.
the water heater.
Anybody?
I
Yeah.
think that.
And that's all I got, unless you guys got something.
How's the truck running yet? The pickup, the 1 ton? Still got life?
Works every time I use it. The van's going a little downhill as we go every day, but she makes more noise every day, but it still does.
Okay, I was just curious about that the other day when I think I saw you drive by and I'm like, what are that thing doing? Okay, thank you, Lauren. Just go right to the attorney report.
That's fine by me.
David, engineers reports, what do you got for us?
I gotta justify my salary here, so we gotta let me talk for a little bit without spending too much more tonight. Not none though. All right, wrote my report, obviously my focus has been the 2021 project. Mike and I met with the property owner Friday late morning to talk about our storm sewer outlet. That is a property we're gonna look to avoid impacting if possible. He has a meadow down below that has been cut in the last couple of years, and he's afraid if we add a lot more water to it, it's not gonna be cut in the future. So I'm working with Stearns County to find a way around that and go into the county system. I had a good meeting with Jody Tyke today. I think we're gonna be able to make that happen. So I would expect this week I'll have that wrapped up with the county, and we'll make that one go away. So, yes, so that was kind of a little hiccup there when we were kind of planning on that the whole time, and then things didn't work out, but that's part of life. So, So yeah, I think we've got a workaround with that, and the county's gonna help us out, and so I think we can make that work. It's gonna be a few more feet of pipe, but in the end, we'll probably want the same cost for us, so. So no major concerns on that. Funding, USDA is gonna have everything ready to go by June 1st for us. They're not gonna make us wait to bid until then, so we'll be bidding at the same time funding will come in. And all of those things that Joan mentioned, why we're, underwater at this point, that'll all be fixed up here in short order before the end of the year potentially, so. No news is good news on that end. You'll probably see some things coming through the council agenda over the next month or so, approvals, that kind of thing. Pretty much just rubber stamp things that need to happen to get our funding. Nothing we haven't talked about to this point. I think we've got pretty much everything taken care of. It's just a matter of filling out forms and getting done with it, so. One thing I did get, USDA wants me to get soil borings to prove how much pavement and gravel are under our roads, so they can reimburse us for it. I got a quote from ITT Independent Testing out of Wake Park, $2,800 I think it was, for soil borings out there. The second company and third company I contacted couldn't get out here for more than a month. So I said, go ahead and hold your quote, I need it faster than that. It's a professional service, so technically we don't even need more than one quote, and $2,800 is pretty reasonable. So, so I hope you guys would approve soil borings for that. Again, that's a thing that USDA can use our money for on that, so.
Okay.
Did you get that in the packet, Wyatt, the quote?
I got the resolution, but not the quote.
Okay, all right. Yeah, there is a quote out there, I can get a copy to you guys. It's $2,800 from ITT.
And pretend we're walking down the street on
That's my plan.
Do we have,
That's what
do we do?
That's next, yep.
we're getting there.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, so I have.
And why I ask that is, the last time, I'm not saying that's on here, but the last time the city did a street thing, we ended up with, $400 piece garbage cans and a $58,000 little building here, and I don't think anybody really knew that stuff.
Yep, yeah, we will absolutely go through that here, yeah. So, the quote from ITT was $2,800
Okay.
for soil borings out there, so if I could get you guys to approve that, I'd appreciate it.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
We have a motion to a second.
I'll second.
Jake seconds. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you. So the next step is that resolution that's in your packet there, and before you do that, let's go through this set of 11 by 17 plans. Oh, Mike, yes, sir.
Question, before we get into before we go down that rabbit hole. So, this is a quick yes/no thing.
Okay.
With the 7th Street project that we applied for this grant for, any word on that, or when do we
June.
know? What?
June.
Oh, we find out in June if we got it? And that was an 80/20? Or
Yes,
how-
about 80/20, yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's what it ends up being because of the eligibles, but yes. Yep, so we'll find out in the middle of June. Hopefully by the June council meeting, we'll be able to say we'll take it. I don't know, there were 415 applicants, so how did we fare among 415? I have no idea.
Are you on the committee?
No.
Joey?
No, but Jody did like our application, so that's where it's up.
Oh, okay.
We should even committee.
She definitely has a voice stronger than ours. So, like I said, I think it was a good application. We stand as good a chance as I've ever put one in for that, and I've put in lots of them. So I think we got a shot, but we'll see how that goes, and that'll be the ultimate decision on what happens with 7th,
Okay.
because we know it's bad.
Question is if, worst case scenario, just planning for the bad, if we don't get the grant, if there are companies working in town this summer, is that a project that we could try to piggyback on?
I think that's a project we would absolutely ask for a quote for.
Okay,
Yep, absolutely.
okay.
Now, there are some more significant fixes we need to do there, more than just pave over the top. But like Rodney said, to the east, or sorry, my apologies, the wrong way, to the west, that is actually not so bad. Maybe we could mill that up and that would be a good fix for this as well. But 7th Street, approaching that development, not good as we know. So that we gotta grind the whole thing up no matter what. So we'll see how those numbers come in with our project overall. and that'll probably make our decision.
Okay.
So, all right, shall we tour Freeport through plans?
Right on.
All right. I will direct you guys to, so your second page, page 9 of the plans, I did not print you the whole set, I spared you some of the gory details on this. I'm gonna go through these rather quickly. I just want to make sure you guys know where we're at before you say that you approve them. So like I said, we'll go through them pretty quick here. Page 9 is the, as I call it, the mill neighborhood. You'll see that there's sanitary sewer, water. Sanitary sewer is the single arrow. Storm sewer is the double arrow. And water main is a heavy black pipe with a dash every so many feet. So that's what you see going on that page. And there's more detail on pages upcoming here. But this is just an overview of all the utilities that are being completed. Everything you see that's in there that is dark is being replaced or added new. So quite a bit of work over there, especially in the storm sewer when there's almost nothing now. And we're gonna certainly add quite a bit out there.
So, question,
Yes,
I see about halfway down, is that a storm sewer that would be going across, from Second Street Southeast towards Third Street?
Yep.
And then gets discharged into the freeway ditch?
yeah, so what that is a storm sewer replacing the storm sewer that runs under the buildings over there.
Okay,
There's a storm sewer that nobody really knows the location, size, or any other details about when it was installed, but it runs under at least 2 buildings. So that needs to go away. So yes, this is rerouting down a property line, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually dig a pond next to the public works shop. That's going to drain, and we'll be able to maintain it, it's gonna be dry, but it needs to be there, need a hole to slow the water down, before maybe that'll give us a permit. So,
so where is the pond gonna be by the maintenance shed?
to the east of the maintenance shed between that and the storage building.
Oh,
That nice green lot with the nice grass,
okay. Yeah,
yeah, we'll fix that.
that'll be a holding area.
Put fish in
No, it better be dry. And I made a promise to Lauren that it would be dry, and after we're done, he's gonna add extra pipes to make sure it's dry, but.
Okay.
So MnDOT has been, MnDOT, they've been interesting to work with, anytime you're discharging to their right of way, they ask a lot of questions, so that's what's happening over on that particular neighborhood. Heading toward the top of the page is the sanitary sewer that, goes underneath the trail between a couple of Tim's buildings over there, Henry Lumber, and into the Main Street, storm sewer, or sanitary sewer system. A portion of that under the trail is actually in poor enough shape that they can't get a camera through it. So we are gonna dig open that portion under the trail, it's actually a ductile iron pipe, which isn't great for sewer. Sewer gases and metal pipes are not a great thing, but a lot of times the railroad required it. So, we'll be able to actually open cut that for a fairly reasonable fee, from MnDOT of $1,000.
Okay, I was at the meeting when it was the big social gathering, but the line was really long.
Yes.
Okay, the sewer pipe.
Yep.
Between the 2 warehouses, is that like a board thing?
My intention is to not dig that far. I wanna dig as far as the metal pipe is and then stop.
Okay,
Because I don't really wanna try to put that area back, cause I don't know if I could ever get that hard enough for you guys to drive on.
do we know where the metal pipe starts and stops?
It's at the old railroad right away.
Oh, okay.
So I think we're gonna be
Trail
okay,
area, okay.
but until we get that, it's a really difficult thing to pinpoint, but we'll get close on that. So yeah, it is my intention to only dig as far as we have to on that, because like I said, I'm not confident I can put a working surface back there that isn't going to take 5 years of maintenance to get it back the way it is now. So yeah, so otherwise, I would love to line that and not dig it up at all, but like I said, we can't even get a camera through that pipe, so we gotta do something.
And then also on Fourth Avenue Southeast,
Yes.
like just half of that road would get tore up?
Just the portion that we're doing for sanitary sewer.
Where I see the sewer lines?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's because we're chasing services there that honestly, nobody knows where they go.
Yeah.
This neighborhood is fantastic for unknowns. We have a lot of them. We've learned a lot, but there are certain things we're going to find out there that nobody knows about because nobody was around when it was installed. This stuff's 110 years old. So, all right, let's move on to the next sheets here. Sheet 10 of the plans. These are the alleys that are being improved, mostly through lining. Everything with the exception of the one block between Third Street and Second Street is going to be lined without much excavation. So, as I've called it, the alley where Joe Hennon lives, that's the one we're gonna dig open. That's got some bad stuff in it. We're gonna try to cut that bugger, improve the alley at the same time. But we're gonna actually open that one up with a backhoe. It's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be really kind of a pain in the butt.
So that alley was tarred one time.
Yep.
It's crappy now to no end.
Yes.
Is that planned to be re-tarred?
Yes, we will pave that one back. Because it was once paved, we'll put it back the way it was, so,
Okay.
I don't know, we could maybe call it gravel now almost. It's broken up, if you let the pavement go long enough, it will turn itself back into gravel. It's pretty much done that. But no, we'll put a decent road section in there and get that one paved, so that one should stay put. With our garbage trucks not going down the alleys anymore,
Yeah.
that's a huge thing for us.
And then from Second Avenue, that's just, lining and stuff that would go eventually towards the gym
Yes, correct.
area there?
Yes, correct. So
Alright,
everything else in the dark lines on this sheet, we're gonna do remotely,
okay,
without excavation, with the exception of the manholes.
okay.
The manholes are pretty old, brick and block manholes. We're gonna actually cut those buggers and replace them, so we have something decent in the alleys. Otherwise, we have just another source of water coming into our system. So, like I said, that'll be pretty minor impact to anybody on those streets, because like I said, it's all done from the surface, it's all done remotely with robots and fantastic technology. So it's a good thing.
So on Third Avenue Northeast, the one that runs between the church and the manor,
Yep,
that's a sanitary,
correct.
okay? So that street will get redone? No, just the sanitary?
Just the sewer, we're gonna do that all remotely, so there will be no excavation in there at all on that one.
Liner stuff. you
Just
said.
liners,
So that's
yep.
the CIP?
Yep.
people.
Cured in place, plastic liner is what it is.
Okay.
Basically, they put a PVC pipe inside your existing clay pipe, blow it up, let it cure, and then open the surfaces back up with a robot. Then we'll come through and actually line those service lines as well.
How long does that take to cure? Did we ask this?
Couple hours.
Oh, that quick?
Yeah, honestly, they plug the manhole, do their work, and open it back up without really any effort on their part. Not a heck of a lot, even bypass pumping or anything like that. Our pipes have quite a bit of sewer capacity in them when you just take into account the area underneath there. So, yeah, most people aren't gonna know it even happened. So the day of the service liners, when individual homes are getting their service or repaired, we'll actually ask them not to flush for a period of like 4 hours. But otherwise, mainline stuff, most people aren't even gonna know what happened.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep, and that's especially important behind us here in the alley where we have commercial businesses that rely on this alley for the drive-through access for employees, any number of things here, so anything we can do to minimize it, not to mention this alley is not in the worst shape ever, so if we don't have to dig it up, we're not going to. Next page. We will call this one the fire station neighborhood, not to pick on individual council members. Similar to the area in the mill, there, everything you see in the dark lines are replaced pipes here. This is pretty much a total reconstruct. If it's in the ground now, it's gonna go out. One thing I will note that we're going to add is drain tile under the curb with sump pump connections. So people that have sump pumps coming out of the house will be able to tie into this system and not have it drain into their yard or onto the street. It'll go straight into the storm sewer, nobody will ever see it. It's really a nice amenity for the homeowners. We have details that we will pass along to those homeowners on how to make those connections so they don't get themselves in trouble with freeze-ups and that kind of thing in the future. But again, it's a huge deal. We put it in the area of the senior center 8-10 years ago when we did that project. I don't know the percentage of people that use them over there, but certainly those of them that wanted to do it right away were happy to hook in. So during our our meeting with the public, there was a lot of positive feedback on that. People were excited about that. So, I don't know. Yes, that's happening on Third Street as well. Anywhere we have new curb and gutter, we're gonna put that tile in. It does serve two purposes. It drains our street section. There's a sand section underneath our pavement that will collect water. It drains that, preserving our streets, and then it also does that.
This is like this. Here's County Road 11, let's say, right here, correct?
Fire hall's on your right.
North is to the right.
Huh?
North is to the right on that.
County Road 11's like right here, the
Yes,
fire
sir.
hall would be right there.
That is correct, Jim. And I like to mix it up to make sure
You
guys
should
understand.
tell us that going.
Yeah, you're
This
so
is-
tricky.
North is either up or to the right.
That, no.
You know, a simple box that says fire hall in it works.
Well, that,
Give us landmarks, come on.
that's
Okay,
great.
so now we're going down this street here.
My
Okay,
apologies.
so let's start over here now.
Yeah. Now that everybody knows where we are, the right-hand side of the page is the fire hall. How's that sound?
There you go.
The bottom of the page.
Now I have it facing like this.
Okay, so yeah, turn it so that it's,
Fire hall.
properly orientated with the way you're sitting at the table, so. Yeah, so this neighborhood, again, this is going to be concrete curb and gutter. The street widths here are actually really close to what they're going to be in the future. Don't expect any major changes out there with that. We're trying to mimic what's happening out there as best we can. The one thing that I did note earlier in my discussion about the stormwater is we'll now be draining to County Road 11 near the fire hall instead of into the field to the north. So that change will be forthcoming on these.
How is that going to work? It's just gonna hook and go with the street?
Yep, more pipe, about 300 feet more storm sewer pipe. But compared to the distance that we were going to run after our meeting on Friday, it is more than a cost savings for us.
Cool.
So that will be, that change is forthcoming, like I said, until I was confident we were gonna get it past the county, I didn't make any changes to these plans. But those are coming.
So I'm getting the fire hydrant?
You're getting a fire hydrant? Yep.
Nice. Something to trim around.
Right on the corner.
Yeah, get a dog.
I'm gonna highlight it for you.
All right.
Oh,
Getting back to stormwater.
Yes, sir.
Where is this, again, I didn't catch that.
okay,
The stormwater going up 4th Street Northwest
yes.
and that
So,
comes to the, it flows to the east, yeah. And it'll go into these deals here where Jerome is,
Yeah.
those areas.
Because we were talking about piping it this way.
Oh, okay.
Quarter mile.
yeah, it ended up being about a quarter mile based on
All right.
the request we got. So
Mhm.
that's what made that one less feasible.
Okay.
It is still honestly the preferred route if we could go that way.
Mhm.
It's the right thing to do, but there are times when there are just things that you just can't do.
Yeah.
So like I said, I think we've made a deal with the county to make this happen. Expect that to be formally approved here in the next week or so, but it looks really good in it today. So let me give you a general slope of the way things go out here. So Second Avenue on the far left-hand side of the page is actually up pretty high, and everything just generally drains north and east in that whole neighborhood, and that's going to continue.
Okay.
There's really no way to fight that geography or the topography out there. So in general, that's the way things will continue in that neighborhood. Again, sewer, water services, everything replaced, everything will be brand new plastic over here. Actually, it'll be whatever the contractor chooses to install, but I can tell you right now, it's gonna be plastic, because that's what they're going to choose to install, because that's all you can afford. So otherwise, again, a difficult neighborhood as far as driveways being one side of the road, half a foot higher than the other side of the road. So you do some pretty crazy stuff with the streets and tipping them and this way and that, but we got it to work. It looks like it's gonna match pretty nice. Should drain really nice. I don't think we're gonna have any major complaints out there. I think it's gonna be good. All right, the next page is all the way to the rest of the plan set are the very detailed sheets that we can go through showing the storm sewer, the pipe grades, everything on there. The overview pages that we just went through, the last three, are the nuts and bolts of what we're doing. But the next pages are all the details, so, the lining sheets are the first page, page 18. Page 19, if you guys would go on, I just don't wanna belabor the point here more than we have to. This is just detail on Second Avenue Northwest. You can see, in this case, north is to the right. How did I do? Is that better?
You're getting there.
I'm getting there, we'll get there. You can see that if you look on the profile,
About the shadow of the church. The shadow of the church, I like it. Now I got it.
now it's all good, right?
Now it's good.
Except the problem is I'm on the next page already.
More pictures, Dave. Come on.
Yeah, more pictures. Well, like I said, I don't intend to go through the rest of these sheets at this point. If anybody has questions on them, please feel free, but I'll show you, looking at sheet 19, if you take a look at it, below on the bottom part with the grid down there, you're looking at a profile view of the pipes and stuff in the street. So if you're looking on the far left side of the page, that's to the south, you can see that it goes dramatically downhill all the way as you're heading to the north.
That is almost a 15-foot drop.
It's a lot more than you think it is. I mean, when you're standing out there, it doesn't look like that, but there's a pretty good actual grade there. Hence why there's not a lot we can do with the stormwater. It's gonna go where it goes. And thankfully, like I said, the county was willing to work with us on that, so. You'll note that the sanitary sewer, if you look on the middle of the page, there's a note SN11 in the grid there. It is manhole number 11 sanitary sewer. You'll notice that thing is pretty deep. And we did that to serve eventual development to the west. So we kept that as deep as we possibly can, because otherwise you end up with lift stations. So we pay a couple extra bucks now to keep it deep, but it saves us thousands and then some in the future.
So that'll be like the intersection, like right from the house there then? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, anytime we are in the, let's see here, approximately 20-foot deep range, that's gonna take some time to install those manholes. We'd really like to keep those in the 10 to 12-foot range, but when I have a good reason to do it like this, to save us in the future, it's kind of a no-brainer. So all of this will eventually drain north, toward, as it heads out toward Rodney Atkins' mom, that direction, and then eventually across the fields, and ends up back behind church for the lift station there. So where all this sewer eventually goes, but we want to preserve that depth as far as we can, and that's how to do it, is just run it deeper in the street here, so. Otherwise, like I said, I don't want to go through all these sheets on you. It's a little bit overwhelming. Please take a look at them. Let me know if you have questions. Happy to go through anything individually with you guys. But in the end, just leave your stamp on it saying that, that we went through the level of effort you'd expect to get the plans done, and that you approve them for bidding at this point, knowing that we have to make those adjustments for the county road portion in the fire station neighborhood.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So if we put this out to bid, can we hold a special meeting to approve the bids? Or do we have to wait until the next meeting? Do we have to give them a
We can definitely hold a special meeting, we will see how the timing comes in. If you guys look at the resolution, I did not fill the dates in yet, because we have other approvals that we need before we can actually bid. We'll bid it as quickly as we can within the confines of the law.
Because that's the one question I've been hearing a lot of, is like, when is this starting? Who are we getting?
Yeah, and until we.
And is it gonna get done?
Well, yeah, well,
Now
that's
we're
the plan.
Now we're just in like Grego and Austin, Middle Towns is still dug up all winter long.
Yeah, that's not the plan. We'll either have them, if they feel like they can't do it, we'll make them start a portion of it, finish that portion, and come back in the spring if they can't. But it is still my plan to get it all done this year.
Awesome.
And I still get 2, 3, 4 calls a week from contractors saying, hey, can we start in Freeport next week, even though they haven't bid it yet. So, they, like I said, I can name 3 of them that are gonna be probably our top 3 bidders right now, just based on the number of calls I've got. So,
Okay.
and all 3 of them would I would actually be really happy to work with. So.
Yeah, I think the sooner the better though.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would love this thing to have been out a month ago, but that's what happens.
Yeah, all good.
Yes, I would like that
Yeah.
resolution passed tonight.
So making motion to approve resolution 2021-08.
Noting that we'll fill in the dates minutes.
Right. Jake has a motion for resolution 2021-08. Second. Sarah seconds. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Man, that's like test driving a car. It's fun, but it's expensive.
It's expensive, and like I said, I spared you an awful lot of detail that we can go into. I didn't even bring you guys the specs tonight, because it is a 400-page written document of just the same information that's in here, so, along with a whole bunch of USDA formality.
Everything that I've heard so far, I mean, people want this done. I mean, the same thing that you guys were set. I mean, it's,
Quick question on page 20. Top of the page going around 4th Street Northwest.
Yes.
Is that another water holding pond?
It was,
that's off the,
that's the one that's going away.
Oh, that's omit.
you can fix that up.
Yep, and like I said, I didn't make those updates because that only changed as of today.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the plan for the last 3 months, and things changed. So,
Okay.
Tell Jody thank you for that.
yeah, she was absolutely fantastic to work with on that.
Check you off the list now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Scott, attorney report.
I have nothing to report. Took it on the week before Dave. He makes me work bad every month.
Yeah, maybe we should move Scott's report. All right. Take care of the attorney. Anybody need a break? Good. Okay. On to old business.
That's, we discussed, with the, changing the language in your personnel policy regarding, comp time. And so if you look at what's underlined, that would be new, that would be the change. We're putting a cap at 60 hours. And we're saying that they can carry over no more than 24. So if that looks good, then if we need you to adopt a resolution, adopt a resolution approving this change to the comp time policy and your personnel policy, and probably directing the city clerk to, make those changes to the personnel policy.
I think these are the changes that we were looking for, right?
I believe, huh?
From what I was reading and recalling. Okay.
Looking back at the minutes from last month, regarding that consensus that max comp time accrual will be 60 with maximum carryover of 24.
Well, that's everything that we hashed out at the last one. Do we have a motion to approve this?
I'll make a motion to approve this.
Tim motions, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Jake seconds. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Right. Okay, on to new business. Health insurance. Wyatt, you wanna talk us through this? What are we looking at?
Honestly, I tried to look through it myself, and I wasn't really sure what I was looking at, so I need to clarify with Christie. I just received this on Wednesday, late in the afternoon, so I don't really know what to make of the whole thing yet.
Okay.
Um,
And do we table this until next month? Or just not do anything with it and then put it back on?
You go through workers for it now.
What's that?
You go through workers now for your insurance.
In the past we did, yes.
So, really all this is three different carriers,
Right, correct.
and each carrier has a different, goal of whatever deals. I think it would come down to also though, would the city invest into it? You know, you pick whatever deal you want, the dollar amount the city is going to contribute to it.
Oh,
The city said that we would do like a max of whatever, and then.
Well, it used to be a max of $9,000.
Yes, so.
You can pick whatever policy, but
Yeah,
it would be to that.
right, and if you included your spouse or family, like, then I think that has to go to your employee, anything above a $9,000, correct?
do we wanna have Christie Winkles come in here and do this now? Or do we just, because we have our policy, so that would just be a matter of,
I think the employee can pick what plan they can buy.
so then it's just a matter
Right,
of, that's what you want.
that's how I would follow it.
Right, the city will pay up to 9,000, if it's less, it's less, if it's more, that would be the employee's cost,
Yeah.
Right.
is my understanding.
If you have questions.
Well, it depends on age. It's all age, right?
Wow, that was just.
9,000 is a screaming deal. Yeah. Get this out.
Ouch.
I knew that was coming. So,
Okay, so,
I guess that would be up to
the employee,
yeah.
so, I mean, do you know the parameters of what the insurance is? Have you explained this to him at all, Joan, or what?
No, I didn't, no.
I mean, and this is probably more of an office,
Yeah.
conversation, that if you can bring Wyatt up to speed on what the city
The
adopted.
city portion versus the employee portion,
Yeah.
yep, sure.
I mean, that would just seem to be, that would make more sense. Okay. Well, we don't have to do anything with that. Correct?
So thanks for getting this, I use this as a resource.
Okay, item B, resolution 2021-07, liquor license renewals. Wait a minute. I saw it on the online one.
I don't have that.
Nope.
No, it's not it. from the email.
Yeah.
But if I recall correctly, after the resolution, that it was passing 2 AM Sunday on sale. Oh, there we go.
So the Pioneer Inn would be off sale, on sales until Sunday, and Sunday 2 AM. Pooches, same thing. Freeport Black Sox, 3/2 on sale. And Freeport Softball Club, on sale Sundays. These are all renewals, so it's nothing that they haven't applied for.
Nothing really has changed?
Nope.
Yeah, it's the same as what
Where's
we've
your
always
book
done in
truck
the past.
thing you had?
Yes, I'm sure. Okay. It's dead.
Since I'm here, you all again.
I don't know, meeting.
I was, yeah. It's the same as it is.
Full bar over 15?
Yeah.
One thing though, so I don't know if you guys heard this or not, but apparently the state of Minnesota is trying to go away from 3-2 since we're the only state that kind of has 3-2. So I heard that from my leadership group, so we got to change it then as we, like
That wouldn't probably take effect until the next legislative session.
Okay. Right. So it's probably won't go into effect until the next following year.
What I have heard is that Minnesota's the last state in the union that even has that category. And one of the questions is, is it even gonna be available? Will breweries make it for the state of Minnesota? If it just stops being available, the legislature will have to adjust the rules to reflect that that's not an option anymore. I think some places, that's, all they're eligible for. So if that's not,
So like my concern is like, so the ball field, you have a regular full booze license, well then can they sprinkle bottles on it or something, you don't know? You don't want that either.
yeah, so that, and that's kind of
You know,
Right.
the state law's gotta be,
there's nothing we can do or that we
Address.
should be worried about at this point.
'cause I don't even know that, I don't know if the ball field would even be eligible for the full liquor,
Yeah.
the way the state laws are written now.
We'll cross that for going
Well, I guess I'll make them that it's, I don't, did you email that to me also?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead tomorrow. This week.
It goes to your work email too.
Alright, I'll make a motion that
Wait, what about the record?
Tim motions.
What was the record? That's me saying.
Sarah seconds?
That's under, it's in there.
Oh.
All right, Tim motions 2021-07, Sarah seconds it. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, carried. All right. Now we can drink again. Okay, property cleanup. So this one got added just, I don't know what, brought up, a number of different things. Talked to Tim about this yesterday.
numerous times.
Yeah. So, and the question is, how do you, I mean, we have a couple of, I mean, how many nuisance, not nuisance, how many properties do we have in town that we would like send out letters to that have, historically have been a problem as far as like junk in the yard, granted, Buddy wins the gold medal, but
I mean, there's a handful, probably.
handful, and is it continuously kind of the same ones?
Yep.
So, So now it's like, okay, so do we just keep sending them letters that they basically just throw in the garbage or don't even open anymore? Or, so like, how do we put some teeth behind this? Because there's starting to be more and more properties that are, it seems like they're creeping in, that just haven't been sent a letter yet, but they're coming. Because some of them are starting to look really crap, for lack of better. Correct. So,
For the ones that haven't been sent letters yet, that would be the first step, obviously, in informing them that
Yeah.
it's in violation of the ordinance. But for the ones that have been ongoing, I think the biggest thing that we can do is to look up state statutes and state ordinances to really enforce that, because then if it's a state violation, the sheriff can come in and actually talk to them about it versus just them getting a letter from us, which they can just, throw in the garbage can.
Yeah, but you know what, with the dog
no,
situation.
no,
This is not
this is
open
not
public
open.
forum.
So, what, obviously that's one. Scott, I will ask
Looks like
you,
the city itself doesn't have anything that we can
so we don't have a police, we don't have any sort of, we don't have
have
an
somebody
enforcement
that like,
arm of
the
this.
city can't like do a pot ducking or like, things like that.
Well, no, but I mean, like, if it becomes bad enough, like, not to go back to the buddy house, but like, that's kind of our benchmark here.
Yeah,
Scott, you wanna-
at that point, we started the process where, instead of just sending a letter asking him to clean up, eventually the council has a hearing and issues an order for them to clean it up, or else. And then the or else is, we go down to St. Cloud to the courthouse and get an order from the judge saying, City of Freeport, you can go in, clean up what's gotta be cleaned up, and whatever it costs, add it to the property taxes next year to recover it.
And refresh my memory, is that what we had to do with the buddy thing, or how did that, do you remember?
No, I'm trying to remember yet if it went that far. There was a lot of other issues that came up, and I don't know if
We did assess it.
we did, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
we assessed that.
we had that,
But did we have to go through the courts to get that?
We
Is that
went
how we
through
did
the
that?
court,
Because I'm thinking of the one place that's been, probably, I'm gonna say it's the worst one in town, is over by the fire hall. I mean, that place just, the one that, I mean, it seems like every week there's something new in there.
I'm gonna go clean it up, I'm sorry.
But yeah, and then also talking to the one neighbor, it starts creeping into their
Right, but
property.
he's probably never gotten a letter.
Oh, I bet he has.
Have we ever sent a letter
Or
to
I'm saying,
Jerome?
yes, you
No,
probably.
no, not that one,
That's
the
also.
one you took a picture of today.
Oh, that one.
I think that one's worse.
That's just garbage dump behind the house.
Yeah, just because it's behind the house doesn't make it better.
Yeah.
And then, if there is a state violation and the sheriff can hang a tag on it, the tag is gonna be for, a misdemeanor violation. And, it's another trip to the courthouse, it's just that it's the sheriff taking the trip, but you're not gonna, you end up with a court order where probably the judge, sentences the person to a big fine and jail time, and then says, well, if you clean it up by this deadline, you don't have to go to jail and the fine gets reduced.
So what's our best course of action here? Because like Joan was saying, these are repeat
I don't
offenders.
remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that could very well be.
I mean,
I think you have to look
can
at
we
the
keep
houses.
moving, we don't have to start at square one with them. I mean, we have a documented trail.
I think it's spring, you know, assuming that the previous letters went out last year. So I think that make a list of the houses, maybe take some pictures, mail them a letter with a copy of the picture saying, hey, you know, this is a violation, we need to have you get this cleaned up, and give them a deadline. I'm sure you're all reading it. And maybe they'll surprise you, probably they won't. And then, you know, depending on what's the circumstances, you know, it may not be the same answer in every case. You can always see which way to go.
Yeah, I would almost think we have to start like that. I mean, to send a letter, I think sometimes pictures help a lot in the letter.
Yeah.
Because they don't think it's a problem.
Right.
They don't.
Well, right.
They probably know, but they probably have it behind their house for.
So long,
You
you know.
It is, yeah.
When you have to cut around it, isn't it like,
I don't know.
Just part of the landscape.
Yeah, we don't even see it anymore.
We don't even see it anymore. You know.
No.
But I think, yeah, I mean, if the last letter was last year and you didn't do anything, I think now's the time,
Started.
you know, to start the
So
process.
we would have to do our own research a little bit here, when we did send something.
I mean, for the record, like, we should say that, like, this came about because of their neighbors bringing this to our attention, not that, we're not going out looking for this stuff, but it's like, it's bad enough where it's, then you hear one, you hear two, then you start paying attention to it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh God, yeah, this is like a, I mean, one, you see one, and then all of a sudden you pay attention, and it's like, oh, man. But, okay, so, what's our course of action here? We start with pictures and letters from the city. And then,
Give them some time frame.
give them, is 30 days unreasonable?
No, and it seems to me we had a problem once and it eventually got fixed up where the, just, not a formal hearing, they just invited these folks to come to the council or asked them to come to the next council meeting and, you know, to discuss what can be done about it. And I think that worked a couple of times, not every time. Looking at Rodney, I think he was.
Yeah, the guy loaned me his thing to charge my cell phone, and here I found out it was Buddy. Oh, I felt so bad.
I remember it working once, and I remember it completely failing the second time.
Yeah, well, it's 50-50. And if you give them a letter and it says 30 days, and then invite, let them know when the next council meeting is, and invite them to, come and meet with the council if they have questions about.
Is there any way to prevent this from ending in an October cleanup date? I mean, I'm honestly just thinking about not, I don't, like,
It's the ultimate solution, if you can't persuade or browbeat them into cleaning it up voluntarily, and you gotta go through the courts. What's the time frame? You know, you're at the mercy of the court.
I would make a motion that the city at least addresses the letters and get the, if that.
30-day cleanup?
Well, right, have it addressed, you know, by next meeting.
I think 30 days is very fair.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, very fair.
Seems like everybody's just standing around on the curb anyway. Or driving around.
They're biting Dustin.
Biting box.
Very good. Great. Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second for Tim's motion? Second it? Okay. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Later. What's code enforcement?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, regarding
Oh.
that,
Yeah, same deal.
that's just through a process of.
And that's the ballgame.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to a second?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried, motion adjourned.
Right over there.
Brandon looks like he lost weight. I went to Mexico for a week, thought I'd lose some weight. Hell no.
Your
How
property.
are you gonna do that on all you can drink, all you can eat?
More sex.
Self-control.
More sex.
Well, okay,
I told him that all the time.
no, that's not right. So,
Yeah, I got all both of them calls and that too. Lauren always answers.
Yeah, I got like 5 or 6 calls down.
No, I
None of them were that
visited
important.
Shirley's Swamp,
I don't think.
very expensive.
No.
Long time.
Sorry.
She
Dave,
really
get us out of
tried.
town.
Where are we headed tonight?
According to her,